Just got news. The Joseph Pansel deal is off. It's back on. It's off. It's on. It's off. It's on. It's off. Hello and welcome to the Matchday Vlogs YouTube channel. As always, please remember to smash that like button and hit subscribe because it really does make a difference to the channel. We're here this evening to talk about the trip up north to see Sunderland AFC, the midday kickoff as we take on Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. We'll also be having a look back at finally a home win, our first home win since the 5th of March earlier this year. Can you believe it? And we, of course, will not be escaping the absolute madness, which is the transfer window going on. Everything is hotting up all over the place. And in fact, the last hour has just seen all kinds of craziness going on. So we cannot and will not avoid that. This show is, as always, sponsored by the good guys over at matchdayvlogs.com. Go and check out some threads, some nice shirts for you to divulge and have a look in there. So here we are. But before we get started, we have some absolutely huge news. You will have seen that we recently passed the 5,000 mark. So I'll also mention that as well. So the 5,000 subs on YouTube. Thank you so much. If you'd asked me like 3 years ago when this channel started off that we'd be here now talking about 5,000 subs, I'd say you're lunatic, but here we are, and I just want to share my sincere appreciation to all the subscribers, followers on all the channels and platforms that we're on. To Jack also, who does a tremendous amount of work on the Instagram stuff as well, so it does mean a great deal to us. And with that, I will also say, please make sure you go and follow all the other Southampton creators, because there are literally hundreds of them amongst us. So go and show some support for all those channels as well, because none of us get paid to do it, and it's just for the love of Southampton Football Club and for the Southampton football fan community. So thank you so much for that. Really do appreciate that. Anyway, we have some huge news. Absolutely huge news.
Talk to me.
I've even got this. It's a
Wow.
banner that says huge news.
Wow.
Next to where a corner flag should be. Absolutely huge news. We this weekend, we're sadly not going to Stadium Light, but we are going to St Mary's to do something quite special, actually. I'm very looking forward to this. You will have seen the women's campaign that started tremendously with a win to kick off the season. And me and Jack will be heading to St Mary's to not only follow the game, but we're going to be doing a live watch-along of Southampton versus Blackburn Rovers, a top-of-the-table clash. Would you believe?
I can't wait.
It's going to be absolutely amazing. So the Southampton Football Club have granted us a little press area. So we will be setting up a watch-along booth, and we're going to pretend to be Adam Blackmore and Dave Merrington for the afternoon. So we're certainly looking forward to that. And I would highly recommend you grab yourself a ticket. It's unbelievably reasonable. Kids £3, adults £9. And if you do fancy a bit of hospitality treatment, it's only 48 quid. So it's basically get a decent meal and watch the game as well. So I definitely highly recommend doing that. Me and Jack will be there on the Itchen side, I believe. But go and check it out. We'll be sharing details on the socials as well and in the run-up to the game. But it's certainly something we've been wanting to do. Looking forward to that. Anyway, that's me waffling for 4 minutes in total. Jack, how are you? Keeping well?
Yeah, mate. Everything's going all right, isn't it? It's been pretty good.
Yeah.
I saw Southampton win at St Mary's. We hit 5K. We're off to see the women and do some fun commentating. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. And after watching, I've watched the highlights this week. They were bloody wicked at the weekend. Goals galore.
Yeah.
It was wicked. So, yeah, it's going to be great to get in there and just see two Southampton teams that are doing all right. If it wasn't for the stress of the bloody window, it would be life would be absolutely daisies right now. But unfortunately, I'm still being stressed out by the window. Said this last week. I just want to concentrate on watching a football team get better every week rather than just wondering what blow I'm going to get next. But here we are.
It's been a rough ride, and I think it's about to get way more crazy not Dave Merton one. Adam Blackmore, Joe Tessem. Sorry, it's just just
neither of us are in any position to be compared to
Exactly.
Joe Tessem, so it's just we won't reach.
Nor Adam Blackmore or Dave Merrington, but we will try. We'll give it a solid
Oh,
try.
no, Blackmore, Mike's coming for you, son. Watch out.
As if. Let us know where you're watching the show from. It's always fun to find out. Nothing too specific. That would be absolutely weird. Other little fun thing I thought I'd do. It's been a while since I mentioned the website, matchdayvlogs.com. But if anyone has any shirt ideas, stick them in the comment section, not the chat section, in the comment section.
Yeah, a lot of the designs are a bit old school now, aren't they?
They're getting a bit old. So if you have an idea for a t-shirt, stick it in the comment section, and then whichever one with the most likes on it, I will make a t-shirt of. So long as it's not offensive in any descriptive way, then yeah, I'll do it. There you go. I've said it. It's happening. Wow. It's happening. So get those ideas coming in. That'd be great. Right then, shall we chat about? I feel like, we kind of want to chat about the win at the weekend, but we just
start there. No, I think we should start there.
We should. Otherwise, we'll never get to it. Okay, we'll start with the.
I know what happened last week.
It just went on and on, didn't it? Went on and on and on and on and on. So yeah, let's chat about that win against QPR. A weird game.
Yeah,
it was so weird because because we won at home. No, it was a weird atmosphere. I've just been on the Southampton Way podcast and chatting with those guys about it. Go and give them a follow, smash subscribe on them as well. And we were just basically chatting about how maybe the weather was to blame, or the fact that Nathan Teller had just left and Sheridan wasn't on the team sheet, and all this kind of like, oh my goodness, what's happening? So yeah, a bit of a weird atmosphere prior to the game, and then during the game, it's almost like everything was going wrong with Jack Stevens getting injured, us having to sort of change things up and bring players on. But overall, I was just impressed with how we dealt with it and how clinical we were, and the 2 goals were fantastic. So I'm sort of pleased, and it's a weird one where we perhaps were maybe not the best team on the day, looking at stats wise, maybe possession wise, but stats wise on shots on target, and come away with a win. So yeah, just generally pleased with that, really.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It was definitely an odd atmosphere in the stadium, and I think it's one of those games where, given the sort of circumstances around it, as a fan base, you kind of like knowing that we've been here before, and this was kind of one of those moments where you're like, right, we know what would usually happen now.
Yeah,
we're going to lose, and something it's all going to go up the river. And when Jack Stevens went off, especially, I thought, you start to think, oh, for God's sake, is it going to be one of those kind of days?
Yeah.
But then they just did their job and sort of threw it, and you trust the system, pal. And sometimes that system works, especially when you actually see it working. But it just, everything was great. Charles having to come back into centre back, he looked fine back there again. Flynn Downs came on. It was just, we kind of got proved wrong as a fan base, which was nice.
Mm-hmm.
We've been proven right so many times. Of like, we know how this is going to go.
Yeah.
And especially the second half. When it came in the second half, I was going, oh, I feel so antsy right now. Like, somebody needs to start shouting something. Something needs to happen.
You did give me a nudge, didn't you? So go on, give it. Come on, your Reds. It was weird, kind of flat, sort of like, what's happening? Sort of feeling, wasn't it?
Even I thought, like, QPR fans second half, QPR fair play. They were decent. They were really decent traveling fans. But even at the beginning of that second half, even they were off. There was something in the air. It was just like, nah, not right now. But then, what happened? Boys did what they needed to do.
Yeah. Just quickly. Death tax isn't instantly conceding. We've got to put a stop to that. I think it's we've done that on 2 occasions. I think the Plymouth one. I feel like I'm missing one as well. There was plenty in the Norwich game as well, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Of that. It's coming in from Will. QPR were proper low table championship opposition, going for the stay in the game and smash and grab and plan. Good to beat them because we're going to play a lot like those, a lot of those this season. Yeah, we are. Yeah, and I think a lot of clubs are going to come to St Mary's, and a lot of clubs that we go to on the road are going to try and frustrate. And not to want to use another podcaster's term, but if we're the ballet, there's a lot of teams that are going to want to start a mosh pit. So it's going to be tricky. But you look at where we are at the moment, arguably the best midfield in the league. So that's good. That is good.
Yeah, even if we lost, we're getting to probably we've lost a few of the players that we think we might lose. I kind of just trust Russell in getting the best out of what's there. Even when Mara came on the last 20 minutes, I thought that's probably the best Mara's looked in a game. He looked really strong. He was taking the ball down well. He was getting in the right position. He was tracking back. He was actually doing what we kind of want him to do. I'm like, if we can get a song out of him, even though suddenly I'm seeing stuff about him going as well. We'll get to that, but it's fine. Like, I just kind of see Russell doing stuff. So even you have Bella Kopchuk on the bench, and Jack Stephen goes down, so you think, well, easy straight swap. But instead, he brings Downs on. Charles goes back, and you think, I think a lesser manager would have just done the straight swap, but knowing the system and knowing
who would he have brought on?
Bella Kopchuk was on the bench.
Yeah, I don't reckon he's fit enough. I reckon he's
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But do you know what I mean? Though I feel like, say if it was a Nathan Jones, or if it was a Ralph Hasenhüttl, you would have seen just Bella Kopchuk come on. But
I just want to make sorry, Jack. I just want to make clear that this is a fancy flavoured water that I've. Yeah, it's not a Red Bull. Don't worry, I'm fine, everyone. I'm okay. It's not got that, Maybe 10 o'clock tomorrow evening. And by the way, the reason why we're not doing a transfer show tomorrow night is because I have a show. I have a show doing another gig, so apologies for that. Unless Jack wants to do one by himself, it's absolutely fine.
It's a little sad when one of us here on their own, I think.
Lonely. No, thank you for your concern, Sam.
Neither of us have got what Goldbridge has, so we'll never be at those heights.
Also, want to echo this point. Mark Richards, member of the channel.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. I need a Red Bull now, don't I? Big shout for Gav. Had a good game. Had a phenomenal game. A one-on-one with the opposition. They smashed our crossbar. I thought he was unlucky with the goal that we conceded. I mean, effectively, sort of bounced in off the post. But yeah, fantastic.
Well, I did say that during the game. It's unfortunate for Baz, but now that's sort of like it's another goal, but without another shot on target. So it narrows that down again. But I honestly think I'll hold my hands up and say in the summer the first to admit that I wanted Baz to come down, and I still think there should be a goalkeeper chasing him. But he's been great, and I think a big part of it for me is how much he seems to just claim balls in the air now and just take control of the box.
Yeah,
maybe I still not actually no, I won't even say that. I thought his positioning was bad last season, but even this season I don't see him scrambling as much. None of the goals that we've conceded, I thought he should have really stopped that. It's like no, these weren't his mistakes, and for the most part, he's great in one-on-one. He's been claiming the ball out of the air a lot better, and he's obviously fantastic with his feet. So he's been working, as that fifth man in the back line. So I think he's been great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really good.
Coming in from Tom. Got the job done on Saturday, but QPR had chances and should have gone 1-2 before we scored. Yeah, and it's probably thanks to Baz that didn't happen. So thanks to Baz and our crossbar. So but yeah, considering we're a team that are possession based, we're really bad at defending the transition. Yeah, we are, and it has to improve. And I kind of think with with all these players coming in, I mean, I really want what's his name? This is Nathan from the one from Swansea. What's his name?
Nathan Wood.
Nathan Wood. Yeah, I really want that one to get over the line because I think to have another player that knows Russell Martin's system straight away would help us tremendously. So, but yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but I actually think centre back's one of those options. The ones that I've seen pop up, like Harwood Bellis, that's I'd be really excited. I think that sounds like it almost is a signed on, maybe another loan deal, hopefully with an obligation because he was wicked for Burnley last season. He was captain for England's 21s for the Euros when they won it. So he's just seems absolutely wicked, and I think being from that Pep system, he's quite an adaptable player. He obviously knows how to take coaching very well, and I think he's a bloody good coach. So that one really excites me. The whole gate's always that's a fun name. Can't wait to see that on the pitch.
It's a fun name. What do you mean? It's a fun name? It's just a fun name. So just a fun name.
A fun name.
Good evening to Andy joining us here. Wood apparently not happening. Loan from City, like Jack says, it's pretty much a done deal. Apparently, we see what we've done there. We've tried to talk about the QPR game, and we have been pulled into transfer talk.
Actually, you're right. Back to that QPR game, because how good was Jan Bednarak, by the way? Yeah, that one little dip in the first half of against Sinclair, and then he was wicked the rest of the game. Holding him up so well, and then just letting Charles clean up the ball afterwards and push it back forward. So I thought, ended that like the last. I would say after their first goal, every time it went over the top, I just thought this is stupid because Jan's going to stop that every single time. He's got his number.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, fair play, Jan. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got the captain on band tomorrow.
Yeah, he's a big unit. That player. Was it their Sinclair Armstrong? But they were doubling up on him and certainly making it count, which was great. Which was great to see, really. So yeah, but it is another win. It's another win, and
baby.
10 points from 4 games, which I think is our best start to a league campaign since the last time we went into the championship. Don't want to jinx it. Touching wood.
Do you know what? It's a very strange mix of like. Do I like if you're asking me like Big Headley, do I expect to win these games? Like, yeah, we should have won. We should be winning all of these games. But in reality, if you said to me that we would have been, 10 points at the end of August, I'd be extremely happy. I would have a little bit of me being what we've known, would have expected us to lose one of those games. Maybe the cup game was like what
that was the one.
But that was the one. But the team has just been great.
Yeah.
Still learning and still adapting, because let's be fair, going into every game so far, our team has been worse. Like going into every game, we've lost a very vital member of that cog, and we've had to replace it. Even when just like Smallbone went down injured, like that was right. We filled this midfield gap. Smallbone's out for a bit. Every time Prowsey goes, everyone goes. Livramento goes. Every game we lose someone.
Yeah,
and we're still looking good, and probably I would say getting better as well, because there are certain players in that team that are just shoring up their place. How do you feel about Ryan Manning looking back on that game?
I'm okay. I think there's been moments where he's been caught out, and
because me and you were both saying in that second half, especially, he was getting caught on the side, and the ball was just going into the box so easy on his side.
Yeah. But is that a fitness thing, do you think?
Probably. It very well could be. But he's saying that he's been so good going forward. Like the assists are fantastic, and he's been playing very well. But it's just like we repeatedly saw him getting beat on that side. Fair play. Maybe as the game was going on a little bit, maybe it'd be nice that we get to a point where maybe we could sub a fullback, because they're not the most. It's not like you've got Livramento and Kyle Walker-Peters, and you can't sub them because that's where all the attack comes from.
Yeah, it could be that. And of course, Juan Larios coming back in.
I'm excited to see Juan. He was fun before he went out. So they're already saying he's pushing. So I'm excited to see him.
Yeah. Isaac here saying Manning has promised, though, and Martin sees something in him. I don't doubt that he's a great player for the system. I just there are just areas that we've been caught out. I mean, there was that slip which led to the goal at Plymouth, and there was the kind of unfortunate deflection which perhaps led us to us conceding a few against Norwich when they came to St Mary's. So, but look, he's in a position where he's got to try stuff, and he's going to be found out. That's kind of the nature of playing in a defensive role. But I'm sure things will get better. So yeah, let's see. Shall we move on to transfers?
Let's talk about transfers,
because everyone's itching about it, isn't it? It's just
let's do it. We've got it drawn in now.
Everyone's literally every single comment is like, what about this? What about this? Which I totally get. And so rather than just ignore everyone, let's just chat. Let's just chat transfers. So there's been some news. There's been some news. Of course, this week we had Will Smallbone signing a new contract, which is great.
Great stuff.
We knew about Flynn Downs coming in on loan. Love that. Loan, no option. I'm fine with that. If all these loan deals that are happening and that will happen, I don't think anyone should worry about the fact that there's no option to buy. If things go horribly wrong, and let's hope they don't, what would you rather, us be left with a very expensive player on the books with high wages, or we just go again to try and make it work? If you're in the Premier League, you get loans with options to buy for top players. That's what happens. You're in the Premier League. Congrats. That's the deal. When you're in Championship, you don't get these options, but they're there to do a job. So it's all just about how we work those around. So I'm absolutely fine with that. And then of course there's all this news, rumors, all kinds of stuff circling about Shay Adams, which I think is the one I'm most concerned about. It looks like Sekou Mara is on his way out as well. So if things weren't to progress anywhere else, that would effectively leave us, if Adam Armstrong falls back into a progressive number 8, with Dominic Ballard as our first choice number 9, which is a problem. Not the fact that I don't think Dom can do it. It's just the fact I think it's a bit much to put on the shoulders of a young player who's effectively playing his football in Premier League 2. And certainly wouldn't put a lot of confidence in a lot of the fan base. So what we do know so far, it appears this man here is on his way to St Mary's for a medical. I see.
I think his flight's landed now, has it not?
His flight has landed. He had a meal deal.
7:25, I hear it landed, did it not?
Is it all done? Ross Stewart, an agreement which is apparently 8 million with 4 million add-ons. I understand that to be the case. It's the last thing. It's the last factual information I saw on Twitter. So, or whatever it's called now, or hail Lord Elon. Is so that one appears to be done. A striker. He's currently injured at the moment, so if he does sign on the dotted line, we won't see him until October.
I did read that he was in line to play a behind closed doors match next week.
Remarkable. That is good news.
That is good news. So I think it could be a lot sooner than we probably think.
Yeah. But have you seen anything of him play? I've seen a clip of him scoring the goals against St Akinfenwa Wickham. So I don't want to put that as my barometer of he's going to destroy it in the Championship. But a lot of Championship channels have basically said this is effectively handing the title to Southampton, which I think is incredibly ambitious. But
is it something like 40
these are
goals
not my
in 80
words.
Games?
These are not my words. They said if he's fit for 4/5 of the season, whatever that means, why not just say a number that makes sense? If he's fit for 4/5 of the season, he's at least a 25 goal a season player. All right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's like the only Sunderland I watched last season was in the playoffs, and I don't think I think he was already injured by then. I do believe so. I've not really seen anything of him. All I've seen is 80 appearances, 40 goals. I'm like, yeah, I'll have some of that. That's pretty good. And he just kind of feels like the Championship striker that you want. The injury doesn't bother me too much because Danny Ings.
Yeah.
Listen, Danny was even with us.
Danny Ings jury.
Exactly. Even with us, he picked up in. He still scored enough goals for it to be fine. So don't matter to me. It is all just wraps around like what the rest of the outfit's saying, because I really don't want Adam Armstrong playing that number 9 anymore. He needs to be the number 8 because he's so good in that position. Giving him that extra bit of space to move in that second bit. Oh, it's so good. He's so good there.
Yeah.
So Ross Stewart comes in. Okay, with him. Is he starting? Is he number 1 because he's injured? So anything to lose Shay. So there's so much going on. So all that being said, let's buy Brozier and get going.
Mark here saying Ross Stewart due to have a medical, even though he's injured. Medicals are basically risk assessments. They look at injuries and they go, "Yeah, I reckon he's worth that, and I reckon we get this much game time from him." So that's all it is. So you can have an injured player go through a medical. It's probably a lot more difficult to do it, and also depends how risk averse the club actually is. If things fail a medical, it's not because they're not fit at that moment, it's perhaps because they found something on an x-ray that looks severely dodgy. So yeah, let's see how that one pans out. But of all the outgoings, I'm most worried about Shea, and I think that's the one that most people are thinking, I don't understand. Like, I don't see another club coming in for him for 18 million quid. Okay, I don't see that happening. I also don't understand why you as a player would want to go on loan somewhere, sign a renewal deal at your parent club, and then expect to come back the following season to open arms, whether or not it's gone good or gone bad. So any loan deal for Shea Adams, for me, spells the way out the door eventually. So it's almost like you're going on loan. I mean, it makes financial sense for the club if he goes out on loan, signs a new deal with obligation to. But then it's weird. You can't do that because you know to someone, I'm signing a new deal. Then there can't be an obligation to buy because then that's a conflict of him. Because if you're Wolves or Everton or wherever, you go, well, don't sign that contract.
Yeah.
Because then it'll be cheap for us. It just makes no sense. But I understand why Shea perhaps wants to play at the highest level. But if I was Shea, I go, well, I could go to Wolves and struggle to get maybe 4 goals a season with the way they're playing. Same with Everton. And they've got Beto now anyway, and I don't see them needing
That. Yeah, he's
Shea
not
at
going
all.
to Everton. I think Wolves or Palace are the two for me that I'm like, okay, maybe one of these two.
Palace, maybe, yeah. But even speaking to a lot of Bournemouth fans, I mean, they don't want him there. They're not keen on that. So if I was Shea, I'd sign a new deal, protect your stock, so to speak, smash in 25 goals, and just watch the vultures circle come January. I mean, that's what I see. I mean, it's just he's going to struggle like he did last season in the Prem, going into a system that he doesn't really know. He's looked great up front for us. So
yeah,
look,
he finally seems comfortable and like a confident striker now with us. And I just feel like if he goes to, let's say, Gary O'Neill's Wolves,
yeah,
like, come on, like it's going to be like last season, and you know it. Like it just is. What's that team going to do when it starts struggling, and then
yeah,
not the best team in the league?
yeah,
If we start struggling a little bit this season, there's such a big gap for us to fix things.
right.
We got such a a huge step forward in trying to get anything done. I mean, think how much cash is in the bank, or just that alone.
Yeah.
Say we get to January and we're like, oh God, we need goals. Right, we're gonna really gonna have to happen now.
Yeah.
You got money to do it, and it's just like, surely this is the better project.
Yeah, I think so. I just think there's a lot more in it long term. If he leaves, could go horribly wrong within 12
But
months, couldn't it?
in saying all this, can I just throw you a scenario here? Did you watch the press conference today?
It was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yesterday, sorry, yes, it was yesterday.
Yeah, it's been a long day, but not that long. Yeah,
Did you watch it?
I did.
Did you see when they asked him who's going to be captain on Saturday? He said, well, you just have to see. What better way to announce that he's fully back than a little photo shoot tomorrow of him with the armband because he's vice captain and now he would have to be captain?
Well, you think Russell Martin knows?
I think Russell Martin knows. And it's Shea's going to stay and he's going to wear the armband this weekend.
Yeah. I'd love that. I really hope it's the case.
How about that for some storytelling, baby?
Yeah, yeah. No, if we come out of this transfer window, we've still got Carl Walker-Peters and Shea Adams in the squad. Outstanding summer.
I even think if we keep Sulemana, I know everyone's bumming and barring about it, but I think he's staying and I think he's going to light up the place.
Yeah. I'm happy either way with that one because someone comes in with 30 million quid.
But if someone comes in 30 million quid and you've got a day to then buy
but you don't need to. You got Dozy. You got Ryan Fraser. He looked amazing on Saturday.
Yeah, but then who's on the right?
Sam.
And
Joseph Pansel. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Yes, no. No.
And I just think Adozie will go to the right and Sulemana will stay on the left, and it'll be.
Yeah. No, I just think, if Andy's alluding to the scenario that Shea Adams and Cole Peters, I'd like that a lot. And let's not forget, all these rumours that have been pushed around have been done by agents. When do agents get paid? When a player moves. So that's, of course, they're going to be sort of fishing and sort of trying to get a move for their player as the deadline looms. It's all going to be going crazy. So, but yeah, the fact that Shea was rested at the weekend because his head wasn't in the right place, apparently he was overweight.
Wow,
I mean,
really?
I'm not one to talk, but he looked fine to me. So yeah, perhaps his mind's been. But to be honest, I really do feel for a lot of these players that have to go through all this kind of like scenario of, what do I do? What do I do? I've basically got so many years left of my career. How do I make it work for the best interest of me? It's got to be down to them, really. It's got to be down to them. So, but if that's the case, Shea Adams staying at Southampton Football Club is the best scenario for Shea Adams.
Or Galatasaray.
His hair and teeth are fine. He has no need to go to Turkey.
All right.
Yay for stereotyping. Right, moving on before we get cancelled. Is anyone else come to the frame since we've been online?
No, I think so. I don't know if Stuart has landed yet. I don't know where the plane's at. I don't have the plane tracker. I assume that you do have a plane tracker on your phone.
No, I mean, I got a Sky Scanner for different reasons.
Yeah, but there we are.
So,
but I've seen we also went for Patrick Roberts from Sunderland, aren't we? And I think that deal's they've said no to that. I think about $5 million or something.
okay.
Don't know too much about him.
Yeah.
He plays for Sunderland, so and he plays on the wing. So who knows about that one? I just don't. So far, I've not seen an inkling of that Teller replacement. I know Matey from GameKit people might be excited for, but I just no one's making me feel like, oh yeah, we're gonna have that's gonna be locked down.
I sent a message to Rob, Saint Rob, and because he put up his like dream lineup, and it had Pansel in there, so I messaged him and I said, "What's going on with this? I thought Pansel deal was off." Then on and off and on and on. He goes, "Oh yeah," and then he sent me a link to his thing, and it had at the bottom, with in view to Port on the Macho going the other way. And I just sent a message back, anything with that at the end of it, I'm in favour of. So it sounds harsh, but that's the bit that got me excited. But I
did see that today that maybe Tall Paul has travelled to Belgium.
Oh really? Okay.
It was just not. Don't know if Joseph has come the other way yet. So who knows?
Yeah. Great pun here, Lord O'Bunny. Pouncil ain't happening for Toffee. It might be happening for Burnley. We have to wait and see. It landed at 7:10. It landed at 7:10, and he's currently in a cab. What's this? 25 million for Shea is grey business. What have you heard?
Would be if that's the money we're getting. Fair play, but I don't think it is.
Yeah,
I just think 18 mil is too much for like that. When was the last time? What's Palace's biggest spend recently? Who was the last time they dished out some hard cash? Have they got money to spend? Have they still got Eze on the books? Has anybody bought him yet?
Well, they brought back Roy Hodgson from the dead, so they must have a bit of cash.
And what a job they did, by the way. Like that is
so you'd never know.
A little bit stronger.
You never know.
It's a lot like when Sigourney Weaver comes back as a clone in Aliens 4, and she has the alien blood in her, and she's got alien strength. That's very much what's happened to Roy Hodgson. He's got alien strength.
This is what the transfer window does to us. It just sends us totally off topic. Dear me. Shay is really worth 15-20. See, this is the problem. I'm just reading the chat section, just like, what do they know? What do they know? What's going on? What's going on?
Sunderland's winger Patrick Robert is very keen on the move to Southampton from some guy, some Sunderland journalist.
Okay.
So there you are. That's the last tweet I've seen.
Yeah.
Here
And I
we
guess
go.
with all these, I mean, some people might argue that 8 million plus 4 million add-ons is a bit much for Ross Stewart, but kind of done quite well in this transfer window. Maybe it's worth a little extra couple of million chucked in there, an extra silliness just to get the deals over the line. So, but I'm sure the next, well, effectively 26 hours are going to be utter insanity. And I'm not looking forward to it because I've got loads of stuff going on tomorrow and I'm not going to be able to concentrate on anything. So, but I'm certainly looking forward to next week where we can actually stop scrolling Twitter or X or wherever it is.
Well, yeah, as you know, like, I plans this week fallen through because of the train. So now my entire weekend is finish work at 4 and just constantly sit and refresh Twitter all day because I'm working from home. So I will promise I will be doing my job, but the fact that I will be able to just have it there the entire time.
Yes,
and
indeed.
then straight into the game and then straight into another game, which apparently I have to take notes to because we're going to be doing it properly.
Yes, we are indeed. That's a quick shout out to our watch along, which we will be doing live at St Mary's Stadium. So definitely come and check it out. Tickets
Have
available.
you managed to sort us some like proper commentator John Motson style microphones?
No, they are very expensive and they're not available on Wish or Amazon. So, but we've got something. We'll just be like this, and we just have to remember how far away they are. Just rest them on your top lip, or just stick them on your chin. That's normally the way of doing it. That's the knockoff way of doing it. Just
I'm bringing this. That's what I'm going to do. Just I'm going to bring this and the PlayStation controller so I can feel like I'm playing FIFA.
Fair enough. I just got excited when the club contacted me and said how many car parking spaces there's last. Wow! I was like, wow. Things have changed. It's like, can I get this tonight?
Guys, we're parking at the stadium, and that's all thanks to you. So thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you indeed. Right then, shall we move on to talk about our opponents? I mean, this is a Sunderland versus Southampton live match preview, and we are 38 minutes now into the broadcast, and we have yet to mention a word about our opponents. We've been talking about their players a lot. So yeah, should we talk about Sunderland?
Let's talk about Sunderland.
Yes. This game will be showing at midday on Saturday. Seriously, Sky, what are you doing to us?
I would. This sounds like of course you were sort of thing, but I was actually looking forward to Sunderland away this year. I actually thought 3 o'clock kickoff. Let's get down there. Let's do it. This will be great. And as soon as it said 12 o'clock, I thought, well, that ruined.
I would have still done it. I have a wedding gig to do tomorrow night. Not stand up, don't worry. Yeah, what you don't know is I'm a guitarist and Jack's a professional singer, so this is our day job. That is rather. So I'll be doing that, and I also have another charity gig to do. Yeah, proof right there. I have another gig to do on the afternoon of tomorrow of Saturday. Otherwise, I would be going up probably by plane and getting a hotel for a couple of nights. If I'm honest, I wouldn't have maybe done the 3 a.m. coach? 2 a.m. coach. That's ridiculous.
That's all right. I've got confidence that the Saints away fans will do us very proud. So
absolutely. I mean, it'll be amazing to see. We are talking about doing the Stoke away though, so looking forward to that one. Yes, it is a midday kickoff. It is against Sunderland, and this is the second lunchtime kickoff that is live on Sky, and we've also got our next 2 games.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna maybe thinking about getting a Sky subscription for a month because it seems almost worth it. So it's mental.
Well, we're also being put onto these television slots because we are massive in this league, and the people the viewing public of Great Britain are deemed to want to see Southampton. So thank you, Sky. Your flattery does not defeat us. So yeah, it's a midday kickoff. Sunderland have had mixed start to the season. I think they narrowly lost to Ipswich at the Stadium Light at the start of the campaign. And what else was it? Then they had a 0-0 draw against Coventry. And I think who did they beat? I just checked my notes.
Yeah, I can't remember who, but I'll be honest, I'm kind of comparing to them to a little bit. This might be unfair, but I'm comparing it a bit to West Brom, as in two teams where I just haven't paid too much attention to them. Nothing about it has blown me away yet. I've not been like, oh my goodness, the highlights for that game were crazy. They're just two teams I'm like, I don't know what's going on, apart from the fact that we might be buying two of their players.
Yeah.
And I think that does make it more interesting. And I do remember when, there was the point before Russell got announced, Tony Mowbray was a name that was on the sort of lists of potential Southampton managers, however close that maybe came. So that's why I ended up watching a little bit of the playoffs of last season. But they weren't, from what I could tell, not really a team that were pushing for those playoffs until a decent run towards the end of the season. And they kind of snuck in there. They were one of the teams that were never really gonna make it to the playoff finals, but did. So again, kind of another game where I feel like, right, if we just go in there and put a performance in, I do think maybe this might be our toughest one. Maybe the toughest opponent. I think so.
Apparently, they haven't got much firepower up front.
No,
perhaps because their striker's injured.
I think in the sense of maybe in reality, I think going into this game, I'm thinking this was because Norwich are doing better than I think I expected them to do. So going into that game, I was probably more confident. Plymouth are that team on the rise, so I would expect us to win, but they put in a good performance. And Sunderland, I'm like, well, they're for me, Sunderland top half finished championship from last season. They're in that kind of, for me, in that ilk of like, let's say Middlesbrough, West Brom, Swansea, the same sort of thing. We're like, okay, well, this feels to me like a proper championship test. So let's get into this.
Yeah. It will be a test. I mean, I think for me, it's like when we went away to Sheffield Wednesday, I was like, tough place to go. Hillsborough, opening night of the season. It's going to be tough. And really, we should have been out of sight in the first half. And I kind of feel that might be the situation on Saturday, that we will outplay them, we'll dominate the possession, we'll create way more chances. It's just a case of like, what are we going to do with it? And who's going to be in the lineup to do it? I mean, it could be one of those where we have a cracking day tomorrow and share them as a captain and puts on an outstanding performance. So that could be something that happens, but I think it's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. But they just can't seem to. They're not scoring lots of goals. They had a 0-0 against. Did I got a 0-0? Never done that before.
You American over there. You're right.
0-0.
0-0 at the soccer game.
Quarter against Coventry. They did beat Rotherham at home. They're away at Coventry. So, and Coventry are no mugs in attack. So, okay, they've lost. Who did they lose to? Was it Forest? Or Sheffield United? Sheffield United. They lost a player. Chat section, help me out. It always does. Come on, chat section. Don't fail me. Who did Coventry lose to? Sheffield United. Come on. I'll wait. I'll wait.
That's how you get them drawn in. Just I'll wait.
I'll wait.
I'll wait for you.
Anyone? Come on.
No, they're not
I'll Google it myself then. I'll Google it myself.
Coventry lost to Leicester, mate, apparently.
Coventry lost to Leicester.
Well, our mate is in the audience. Hi, Chris. Hey, bud. How are you?
Yeah. I saw something else from him as well.
He's at the game on the Friday. Wow, I guess we'll have to have an across the aisles handshake.
Indeed. Indeed. I will be. There it is, Declan. Gus Hamer. That's the guy.
Gus Hamer.
That's the guy. Thank you. Thank you, Declan, and huge thanks from me and everyone else in the chat section. I can now continue with the show. So Coventry, no mugs and attacks. So we have to wait and see. Right, should we go into a team selection?
Absolutely.
This is going to be a mess, isn't it? This is going to be absolute mess. Like, maybe he's there. I don't know.
We'll be sensible. We'll just do it sensibly, okay? We're just going to take our time and behave in this matter.
Take it slow and steady. Right, here we go. There it is. Right, let's get some branding over it so it looks a little bit tidier. Should we sort that out?
Yeah.
There we go. All right, this is the part of the show where we are going to somehow predict our 11 to start at midday against Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. I have put some question marks into positions that aren't there, or at least changed dramatically since we last did one of these last week. So let's work it out from the back. We've got Bads. Definitely going to be in goal, isn't he? I don't think his position can be questioned at all. So, yeah. I guess the only question mark really is the defense-wise. This guy here. Please stay. I've heard nothing, but the silence is deafening. Okay?
Yep.
And it's freaking me out. But if we can wake up on Saturday morning with this guy and this guy, oh my goodness. I'm having a champagne breakfast that morning. It's going to be
champagne on my Golden Grahams. It's going to be a good weekend.
Exactly. That'll be something else. That for me will be a successful transfer window.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely love that. Okay. So what are we thinking?
I either think that position there will either be Shea Charles or Mason Holgate.
Okay.
But there's a part of me that thinks, because of how soon it is and what's been going on, that it'll be Shea Charles and Flynn Down will start.
You reckon?
Yeah, I kind of do.
I kind of got the feeling from the presser that he was like, Holgate will start against Sunderland. Did I hear that right? Is anyone in the chat section listen to the presser?
I just don't know. I just kind of think maybe, but then again, everybody else is coming very fast, very quick, hit the ground running. So maybe Mason does go straight in, but I don't know. I just kind of think that might be Shea Charles just to get the game rolling, and then maybe if he needs to take Charles off or push Charles forward or do what he wants, he can do. But it's something that I kind of think. And I think Flynn Downs was so good last game as well. I thought his passing was great. He was a real level head in the midfield there. And he was really progressive as well. So that's kind of what I'm feeling.
Okay. All right. So you're going Shea Charles?
I'm going Shea Charles.
All right. So let's do this then. Flynn was fantastic.
And then put Flynn in there.
Yeah. Down.
I know it's not what everybody wants, but I just kind of think until this team is settled, this is the smartest option.
It is. Did I just start a chant? Who knows? I'm not going to say copyright on that. You can't. It says another person's song. Right. Manning. Don't see that changing.
Yeah.
Don't see this changing either.
No.
Definitely not changing.
However, I could maybe see Stuart Armstrong not starting and maybe Will Smallbone starting. How about that one?
I agree. Signed a new contract earlier in the week. Was that the Monday? What bank holiday Monday that was? Right.
And I think you swap. I kind of have a feeling you put a Dozy on the other side and you put Ryan Fraser on the other side.
Yeah. This is what we think will happen, by the way. This is what we can foresee being selected.
This is to me is if you're just taking like a little educated guess of what players be here and might not be here, given the speed and time they have to come in. Like those positions to me a bit up in the air. I kind of think this is what it should be.
Yeah.
Including Shea Adams up top with a captain's armband on.
Egon Dunn said it.
I just think so. I can just see it over the weekend, and if I'm not, I won't be heartbroken because it's been coming.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's just a part of me that thinks, "Come on, let's just be beautiful. Let's just do it."
I would absolutely love that to be the case, and I really sincerely do hope that is what happens. So I'm just checking the like total on this video.
Big wow! Good,
I'll say it. Right, good. There's 35 likes on this show right now. There's 141 people watching. Come on.
Do us a flavour. Come on,
down there.
Like it.
Smash a like. Come on.
You know you want to.
I won't hold up the show this time. 35
But
likes.
But if you don't, I've just got an update.
Oh no! What have you got?
Breaking. Shea Adams is travelling for a medical with Wolves ahead of his loan move with a view
to
a
shut up.
15
Who's
mil
doing
deal.
that? Who's doing that?
Who's that? Who's that then? An editor at Team Talk. James Marshman. Listen, is he the kind of pundit we're taking this from? But this is what I've just read. On a loan deal.
It makes no sense.
A loan deal with 15 mil as an option as an option to buy. It's just stupid. So, take him out of the team, put Mara back in there. Yep. Fine. Hey, put Ross Stewart in there.
That's daft. That is daft. I don't get what a loan does for the player's career at Wolves.
Let's hope that this is a misprint. And maybe hope that this is false advertisement, but yeah.
Yeah. Shea was travelling for medical with Wolves ahead of a loan move with a view to a 15 million deal. The striker will sign a new deal with Southampton first. That makes no sense. Someone please explain how that makes sense for the player. I get it how it's what are you doing?
Yeesh.
Is Mara gone? Mara's gone, hasn't he?
I don't think he's gone. But I think it's pretty much on the way. Which is a shame because I really thought this was his best 20 minutes. So it's gonna be exciting what's gonna happen tomorrow now. Yeesh.
Yeah. Wouldn't trust that source. I blocked him for poop. There you go. Yeah, they better be paying 100% wages. Although I don't think his wages are that much. Which doesn't make any sense. Loan with an obligation by 15 million, but you got to sign a new contract with Southampton, which therefore makes his wages higher for Wolves to pay, and therefore then also increases the price that Wolves have to pay. Wolves have got to be in some serious FIFA fair play financial mess for this deal to be any interest to them.
Yes, it all seems rather crazy. I just don't get it, man. Do you know what's his name went to United, the only player, Workhorse? Like that when he did that, it was like, right, you've been relegated, I'm going to go out on loan. It just seems like such a snake move. Yeah. And if it's to do this, and then if you find out that Shea does sign a 3-year extension because the difference, I'm like, you're no hero, man. Like you're just a greedy player. Like it does nothing for you.
Yeah.
It's if you're gonna go.
Yeah, exactly that. Okay.
Unless it's till January.
Who is Marshy Leeds? James Marshman. If he's a Leeds fan, he's just bantering us, isn't he? That's what it'd be.
That's what you gotta hope, mate. That's what you gotta hope.
It's like, I always say, I don't, sharing kind of news from unreputable sources is kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
we're reporting what our latest updates are, mate, and it's not the best source. It is, a Twitter route, but if you're on Southampton Twitter right now, it has just exploded. So
is it?
There you go.
That's because everyone is jumping on it. It's the same source. I just don't make that. Can anyone make any sense of that deal?
Not really. It's just
I don't get it.
yeah.
There you go. That's for you, Chris. Sticking banner right up top. You're absolutely right.
Get him in there. Why mess around?
Exactly. Adams has just joined Wolves apparently, but that's why he's not in our.
What?
That's why he's not in our. Full agreement between Genk and Burnley. 80 million euros for. Is that Joseph Pansel?
Oh. Well, however, Sky Sports are now reporting the Sunderland deal as well. So we do have a striker. So everyone, calm down.
Yeah. I don't get that deal, Shay. Anyway.
Hey, it's fine. It's fine, mate. Calm down.
That literally is our situation at the moment as it stands, because Ross Stewart is currently injured. So yeah, that would be the case. Or he sticks Adam Armstrong up front because he's a stronger asset, and we have someone like Charlie there.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel knowing how good Adam Armstrong has been in that position.
I know, right?
It's just. Can I just read this last statement of a paragraph out to you?
Okay, go on.
See if you can guess who wrote this. I just want to say a massive thank you to the fans that support us each week. We will bring this club back where it belongs for you.
Shay Adams.
That's Shay Adams.
Yeah.
Shay Adams. This team will bring it back just without me for a season.
Yeah, the collective royal we, sounding loud and clear. I don't get it. I don't see how going to Wolves is going to improve your stock as a player. Well, that's just annoying. Okay, with that in mind, I can see this happening.
Get Alcaraz on there, yeah.
Yeah. Alcaraz. There we go. I knew this next 24 hours was going to be rough. Right, there it is. I'm locking that in. So that is our predicted 11 for Saturday's game. So yeah, hope you certainly like that. I'm all out of sorts. This is just throwing me completely off. But anyway, let's get on with the show. We'll move back on to transfers right after we've done our most audacious part of the show. We're going to score predictions. So please let us know your score prediction for Saturday's game against Sunderland at the Stadium and Light. And I'll be going through all of them right after me and Jack have given ours. Jack, is it your turn to go first? I think it is.
Must be.
You upped your... Because I said 3-0, didn't I? And you went 4-0.
Yeah, so I went 4.
Yeah, okay. Right, what are you going for?
We are going to win this game 2-0. The clean sheet's coming.
Like it.
I'm back in Baz.
Like it a lot. I'm going to waste no time.
Yeah, go for it. Hit me with it.
I've already given my score prediction on the Southampton Way podcast, so you can tune in tomorrow when that's released to find out what I'm thinking. No, I'm sure they won't mind me sharing what I've said. It is going to be, not what I think, it is going to be a 2-0 Southampton win.
Yeah.
Totally with you on that. So there it is. Both me and Jack going for a 2-0 win. Can I have your goal scorers, please, Jack?
I am going to go for a Adam Armstrong brace, cementing himself as the man that's going to bring this club back to glory.
Like it. I just realised it scores the wrong way around. So just to be pedantic.
He's a
Goodness, Richie.
man.
Goodness, Richie. 2-0 away win looks like this, doesn't it? Because it's away. There we go. 2-0 away win. Me and home and away games. I get so confused. Numbers are hard. Hardy. Right. I think Aribo could start up top if Adams decides to go. God, that'd be mad, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Or let me throw this out there. How about Sulemana up top?
Yeah. Champagne breakfast is off apparently, but who knows? Right, let's get into these score predictions. You've still got time to put in your score prediction in the chat section right now. Right, going to start with Singatulli's going for a 2-1 Saints win. That's not back in the clean sheet there, Jack, but we'll see. Isaac Shaw's going for, at least it's not a draw. Isaac Shaw's going for a 2-0 Southampton win. Want a clean sheet. Babs deserves it. I think we are good enough. Saxon Dale's going for a 2-1 Saints. Singatulli predicted, look at that, a 3-0. And I might want to. Do you
to be fair, that sounds like me. You're right. I am more fun. You guys are right.
I can't figure out if they think that you think that we're going to lose 3-0 and I think we're going to win 2-1 or we're going to lose 2-1. I don't know. It's got me confused. Maybe you can clarify.
Bit of
both. David Baker's going for 3-2. Goal again. Look at that. Like February 2017. Oh, look at that. 4-0 Southampton.
Love that.
We've got a first draw of the night. Graham Osmond's going for a 1-1. Mark's going for a 2-1. Armstrong and Fraser with the goals. Trevor Games going for a 2-1. Cameron's going for a 3-1. We won't have a clean sheet. For us, Adam Armstrong for 2. Going to get a brace and a Dozy for 1. Delgo 86 going for a 3-0. Sorry. He's going for a 3-0. It's a weird yawn there. Saint 194 is going for a 2-1 Sunderland. Oh, really? Oh, gosh. Finn Marquez is going for a 3-2 Saints. Von is going for a 3-1 Saints because we still can't keep clean sheets. Barry's going for a Saints 3-0. God, love that. Nice convincing 3-0. Venom FX going for a 2-1. Fraser and Carl Peters. Armstrong, Brace, Ditto. Yeah, he's with it. Alcaraz long shot. God, that'd be good, wouldn't it? 8-0 like we did in the Gus Poyet times. God, that'd be nice. Like a previous result. 8-0, Armstrong 3, a Dozy 1, and 4 goals from Ballard starting up top. Wow, that's the spirit.
Yes, love that.
That is so on brand with this channel. You have no idea. Let's
go.
Charlie's going for a 2-1. Dennis going for a 2-0. Ballard and Doyle. Doyle free kick. Oh, look at that. And I think.
Oh, didn't like that one. That one boarded you, did it?
I've been doing lots of shows tonight, so I've been talking lots. Hence the beverage knows. Flavored water, not a Red Bull. I'm okay. Lewis going for a 3-1. Justin's going for a 3-1. Lordo's going for a 2-1. That source has our fan base on strings now. Isn't very reliable. Just wait and see.
They are tier. They are bronze tier source.
Yeah. Gabrielle's going for a 3-0. Dozy to get 2 from 2. Armour to score and Bedrick tap in. Love it. Tom's going for a 2-0. 2-1. Will's going for a 0-0. I feel sorry for the away fans. Yeah, that would be rough. And
Yeah,
James
you're
going for
Neil, and you're wishing that upon them. Come on, mate. Give them something. Give them the
outrageous.
magic.
James is going for a 2-0. James is going for a 5-0. James is going for a 3-0. Got all any more Jameses want to give the score prediction? Ross Stewart to score. Ross Stewart ain't fit, but okay. Hey, let's go with it. We lost all our base players after the new one. Yeah. Rough ride.
Yep.
So there it is. That is our score predictions for Saturday's game. I think it's only right that we should just generally round up with the pieces of transfer news. Let's move quickly back onto that. And I'm just going to scroll Twitter just to check the meltdown.
Yeah, it's pretty real on there. If you guys go on the Twitter now, the meltdowns are real.
Yeah.
From not the best of sorts in the world, but we're now seeing more and more, and I'm now just seeing another one about Mara on his way out as well. So it looks like they've reached a good agreement on that as well. For another loan with an option to buy with Mara. I think Mara is a case of it's just not worked and it's just not fit in. But then again, I do think a lot was asked of him last season. Last season's ruined a lot of people. But this does mean, regardless, we're probably going to have to see 2 strikers come through the window tomorrow, maybe even 3. Because you don't actually mind the idea of Ballard being third choice striker or creeping into the second choice striker, but I don't want him to be the only option.
So I was just sending me a text message. Ross Stewart's flight to Southampton is currently being tracked by 312 people and ranked number 9 worldwide on Flight Radar. Wow, top 10.
Go, girls.
Top 10. Love that. Thanks for that, Chris. Thank you. That's a fun one. That is a fun one. I don't know.
We're getting Brozier, mate.
No,
it's happening. We're getting Brozier. If you don't know if any of you know this, but I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. He told me Armando Brozier's coming.
Who cuts the hair of the same guy who, does the paint and decoration in Brozier's
guy in question is just me in a hall of mirrors. They're just the same guy.
I heard that guy was very complimentary of your style.
And he's extremely handsome.
Yes. Yeah. So if Shea goes, what are you happy with incoming?
I need 3 strikers. I can't give you names because, honest to God, I have no idea. We were signing Ross Stewart, and when did I first hear that name? Maybe 3 weeks ago. Do I know much about him? Not really. So I can't go out there and give you different names of people. But if you were say even, and again, another loan deal, I kind of think, why not Brozier? If he's back, because I know he's been back training.
Yeah.
And they probably wouldn't want to risk him in the league. And Chelsea like us, we just sold them an absolute bargain. And it'd be very Chelsea thing to do is to buy loads of youngsters and then sell their own.
It'd be unbelievably Chelsea thing to do. Chelsea in for Cole Palmer, was it?
Yeah.
Da.
You're just giving off depressed vibes over there, man. We've got a whole day to go. Don't worry about it.
So, Shea was the one I wanted to stay. The only one I was worried about. You tell me, okay, we get 30 million quid for Silamana and ABK goes. I'll be like, all right, okay, I get it. But this one, oh man, just doesn't make any sense. I think that's the thing that annoys me. Is a loan deal literally makes no sense for this player. Why?
Unless it's like a 8 mil, like a 5-6 mil loan fee with an obligation to buy at about 15, 16.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm assuming is going to happen to this. So probably about 21, 22 mil in total.
Yeah.
Because they would have had to offer something crazy for them to be like, okay, well, we'll do that then.
Apparently, Saints have agreed a loan deal with an option to buy with Werder Bremen for Sekou Mara.
Yeah.
Up to the player to accept or decline now.
I think he'll take that, but then it's going to be, again, just another body through the door.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to do in the final days, and I'm just kind of a little bit upset that we are in the final days doing this again. I kind of would hope this to be one of those things that we've gotten over of deadline day madness. I don't want this to be the Sports Republic legacy of deadline day madness.
Yeah, I mean, we are on strings by Twitter rumors here. Let's not forget. And I think a lot of us are seeing Adam Armstrong as a number 8, a progressive number 8. We're basically taking him out of the equation of being a striker now, which is perhaps right or wrong of us. We've got an abundance in midfield, but it just seems very naive of us to let Shea go on this kind of a deal. The only thing, because Russell Martin has basically said that Shea's been incredibly professional through all of this. So, yeah, don't get it. If he's been so professional, what's this?
Yeah, literally.
Mate, what's this all about? Because it just makes...
It's professional, mate, because he's doing it for himself.
I mean, look, I always get that the player's got to work within his own interests. You know, it's like you do your job, and you know you've got a certain amount of time to do it in, and you've got opportunities put out in front of you. But I just don't see going to Wolves on
You're
loan.
going to get in the Scotland squad no matter what league you're in.
Yeah, his international career is absolutely fine where he's at. I just don't really see that. Anyway, I could probably repeat myself about 100 times. But yeah, and that's the other thing. Look, Venom's smashed it on the head. Look, Shea Adams, we don't want you back next year when Wolves go down and we come up. That could very likely happen.
Yeah.
What will Shea want to do should that happen? They go, oh, it's all right. I'll go back to Southampton. They're coming up.
Well,
they're in the same league.
He would have gone, well, look, Jan came back from Aston Villa after saying all that stuff. So I'm surely, if I come back and bag a load of goals, which I don't think he will in the Premier League.
Yeah. Sports Republic are happy to ship anyone out if the price is right. I mean, that is football to a certain extent. And I think that, if evaluations are met, we're all gutted about Tino Livramento leaving. It's 50 million quid on an injury-prone player.
You're not wrong.
60 million quid on Lavia.
You know what I've said about Lavia? Lavia, injury-prone player, only had one decent season, and even that he was in the worst defense of the league, and he's only got one goal contribution.
Yeah.
And 60 mil? Chelsea are mad. Absolutely mad.
Yeah. Chelsea are mad. Yep. Danny Ings to return. Oh, football's mad. Football is absolutely mad. There we go. Well, I think we could probably keep going on all night about this sort of stuff. But I don't think anyone wants to watch us scrolling Twitter, just generally getting more and more depressed. There is plenty of time to go.
Yep.
But who knows what can happen. Yep, stop doing this. 0 strikers against Sunderland.
Tall Paul, mate.
Tall Paul. Give me something.
No, I'm just saying we've got Tall Paul.
Oh, good.
You're welcome.
It's.
Hold on. Tall Paul with little Ryan Fraser knocking it into the box. First of all, the fact that we haven't had a picture of Paul next to Ryan Fraser is an absolute disgrace. Let's talk about that. That's really something that Sports Republic have gotten wrong. But it's the Fraser Wood combo. Little man, big man. It's gonna be fine.
Yes, it will be fine, and it will be fine. So yeah, Thanks, Chris, for reminding us. Less than 26 hours left. Is it 11 o'clock that it shuts? Yes, it must be.
I think I believe it's 11 o'clock it shuts, and it does that thing till 1 o'clock where it's the other time zones making up for. So who knows?
Yeah. Sadly, won't be able to do a show tomorrow night. I really wish I would, but I've got to pay the gig, so it's got to keep the lights on somehow, haven't we? Got to keep the lights on. There it is. Well, we will be here in some capacity over the weekend. I'm not entirely sure what, but we'll definitely be doing something. And we will, of course, be heading to St Mary's Stadium for the live watch along, which is be our first actual live watch along, where you can follow us from one of the press desks.
I don't think we'll be in those seats.
We're not going to be in those seats. Those seats are taken. But we will be above literally where I've cropped out. But you can still get your tickets at the moment. Kids £3, adults £9, and hospitality with a fantastic Sunday meal and an impeccable view of the ground where you sit in hospitality. Can definitely recommend that. And it's always great to go along to these games, because if ever these games are great if you've ever wanted to take your kids along and you've always been worried about the busyness and the carnage of a standard men's game, then this is a great place to get started. And I have to say, the football has come on leaps and bounds. Every time I go and watch the women play,
if you watch the goals from the weekend, it's some absolute liquid football. Some such good team goals. Insane.
The standard of it's just constantly improving, which kind of makes it. If I went on to the fan forum, that's one of the questions I wanted to ask Marianne. Actually, it's like, is it an even tougher job now to basically maintain your position in the championship, knowing that the standard is always, it's rapidly, always improving.
All I'll say to that, mate, is why ask it at a fan forum where you can ask it pitch side after the game?
Who knows, Marianne? You'll always be welcome on the show.
Come on, Marianne, let's have a chat.
Yes. So if you fancy coming along, that is how to get your tickets. They basically go to the tickets side on the club website. And if you want the hospitality ones, you go to the hospitality section and you can find them all there. But it's definitely worth it. And maybe we can do a few fun things live with people there. We have to see what capacity it is. Maybe it's just like people taking photos and then we join. Anyway, we'll figure it out. I'm literally packing this rig down for exactly that, to set that up. So it's going in the bag after this show. Anyway, I'm waffling. We'll hopefully see you over the weekend. We will see you over the weekend. Stay calm, everyone. It's going to be okay. Okay. The next 26 hours or so are going to be a little bit all over the place, but I promise you it's going to be okay. Isn't that right, Jack?
It's going to be fine.
It's going to be absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. So there it is. We shall leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us during the show. If you do have any ideas for t-shirts, stick them in the comment section. And the one with the most likes will be made into a t-shirt on matchdayvlogs.com. Set it live on there. It's going to happen. So there it is. But thank you so much again for the 5,000 subs. It means a great deal. Anyway, as always, remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. Stay strong. It's going to be stormy next 24 hours. You'll be fine. Anyway. Nice one, Jack. Right. See you next one. All right. See you.
The next one.